been my experience for the last 22 years. I've met tens of thousands of other nomads, and they all told me the same thing. Their only regret is not becoming a nomad earlier. They'd never been this happy. So today we're going to talk about travel. Now, most of you have a desire to travel, not all, but a lot of you do. And I am a traveler by nature. For the last 22 years, I have lived in a car, van, RV, something. I have not owned and lived in a home for over 22 years. And so I'm a traveler. So these quotes really speak to me as a nomad. This quote is from Gustave Flaubert, and I love it. He says, "Travel, leave everything, copy the birds." I really like that. Copying the birds is a good thing. The home is one of civilization's sadnesses. The home is one of civilization's sadnesses. You know, I was forced to live in a van when I went through divorce, and I was just completely flat broke. I couldn't live any other way. Couldn't afford an apartment. My money was split between my ex-wife and my kids and myself, and I couldn't afford it. It was an expensive place. And so at first I was miserable beyond words by being forced to live in a van. And over time, I started to like it. I solved all the problems, and there's lots of problems. And then in some bizarre way, I fell in love with it. I loved living in that van. I found peace of mind and contentment and happiness for the very first time in my life. And so that raised a lot of questions. Why was I happy breaking all of society's rules, not living in a house, living in a van, living on the streets? Literally, I was living on the streets. And so I've been pondering that question ever since for over 25 years. And what I've concluded is that humans are designed to be nomads. Let me explain what I mean. Uh, Humans have been on the earth about, Homo sapiens, human beings, have been on the earth for about 200,000 years. Before then, there were many hominins, our pre-completely human ancestors. All of them, all of them for that entire time, millions of years, lived as nomads. They were hunter-gatherers. When the seasons moved, they moved. When the game moved, they moved. When the harvest of seeds and nuts and gourds and whatever there was in the area, when that changed, they moved to somewhere else. They moved constantly. Human beings evolved to move constantly. And so I'm firmly a believer that until you adopt at least something of that traveling nomadic mindset, it doesn't mean you have to move all the time. It just means you have to have that nomadic mindset, a love for travel and movement. Um, you're never going to be completely happy. We evolved to be hunter-gatherer nomads, to be on the move, never to be in the same place for beyond a few, 3, 4, 5 months at a time. Why? They would eat up all the food in the area. They'd kill all the game. They'd pollute the water. They'd burn all the firewood. They had to move. Humans moved. And so we evolved. That's the way human nature works. That's the way nature on this planet works, is we evolved to fit that pattern. Well, 10,000 years ago, when we developed agriculture, uh, we, uh, we began to move into homes. Once we had agriculture, we could stay in one place for months, days, years, decades, because we were working that piece of land. And so once we started living in one place, we developed homes. Once we developed homes, we developed communities, villages, cities, states, governments, civilization. That's just this automatic flow once you stop moving. I believe that homes are one of the civilization's greatest sadnesses. And I think if most of you are really honest with yourself, you have a urge to travel. And if I said to you, I'm giving you all the money in the world, you can do anything you want, you don't have to worry about money again, I will support you for your whole life in a really lavish way, what would you do? Well, some of you will immediately say, well, I'll buy $1 million home. But a lot of you will say, after you've got the $1 million home, that you will travel. You're going to travel everywhere and see everything and do everything. So the home is a trick of civilization. It's one of the real true sadnesses of civilization. The traveling part is what's normal and natural in your heart. So, what am I saying? Uh, give in to your urge to travel. And I know you're probably not going to give up your home, and I'm not expecting you to. But I am saying if you have a compulsion, a need to travel, find a way to do it. And I have a website and a YouTube channel, cheaprvliving.com, and the Cheap RV Living YouTube channel, and it'll tell you all about how to do it. So go over there and check it out. But I believe he's right. Travel, leave everything, copy the birds. The home is one of civilization's sadnesses. Try traveling more and see if you're not a happier person. I believe you will be. If you got anything out of this video, like us on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button, and we'll talk to you next time on the next quote of the day.